What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back. It is Monday. We're back at it once again in Run 8. We're going to continue taking the V-Rick Blue south or east. I guess it's east, actually. We started out up in Fresno, and we're going to take this thing to Bakersfield. We're currently at a siding in the valley called, I think it's Angiola, right? That's where we're at. Yeah, we're at Angiola. We just met the V Kick Rick. It's a cool name, Kick Rick, right? We're still falling behind the Rick Bar, the Manifest, the eastbound Manifest. We've been behind them the whole trip. There's another train we got to meet at Allensworth, and there's going to be a few more out there as well, too, that we'll eventually wind up meeting. So I don't know if we'll finish this video in one, like this trip in one video, or it may be two more, because we still got a little ways to go. We got Allensworth, Sandrini, Elmo, Wasco, Shafter, and Una, and then we'll be in Bakersfield. So it may actually be another video or two, but it's been a lot of fun. I love this route. I absolutely love this route. It's been a blast. So let's go ahead and hop in the cab, and we'll see about getting started. All right, we're loaded up. We're ready to go. This is the V-Rick Blue, like I said before. It's 5587 on length, 3.1 HPT. It is empty. It's an empty train, 2943 tons. That's not bad at all. This has been a super fun train to run. Good route. Good running route. Let's go ahead and put the reverser in forward. Let's get the headlights going with H. We've got a little bit of air drawn down. I thought I had way more than that drawn down when we saved this, but look at it real quick and see what it's doing. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's only got air on a little bit of air on part of the train, and then the rest of it doesn't have any air on it. But it'll be all right. Okay, I think we're good. Independence on full. We got some air. Let's go ahead and release, actually, open the throttle, release the brakes, and let's ease off the independent so she just won't yank the slack out. There we go. Watch the ground here. Make sure we're moving all right. There we go. Yeah, looking good, right? Bottom's moving. We're rolling. Yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed this route. Like, it's been an absolute blast. I've said it before in another video. To me, like, this is a good beginner route. There's nothing extreme about this route at all. There's not a lot of speed restrictions. There's not a lot of huge grade changes. It's very easy running if you're a beginner, and you know, it's just fun. And it's got some high speed running too. You can do 70 mile an hour on it. It's got a few speed restrictions down to like 30, 35, 40 mile an hour. Sidings are like 40 mile an hour. It's got some stretches of double track. What else? A lot of horn action, lots of road crossings and stuff like that. So it's got a lot of things to help occupy your time, so it won't be so monotonous, you know. So this is a good beginner route. It absolutely is. I think it is. All right, let's get a little more throttle. We can do 40 out of the siding. Let's go ahead and go to our channel. Let's do channel 55. There we go. All right, we need to release all our other trains. Let's all release these guys, and we need to get auto going as well. There we go. Auto's up and running. I think we're good. We're eventually going to have to talk to Otto at some point. We're like pre-lined. This is how he had us lined when we left off in the last video. But now that we're starting again, when we come to our next head block or our next positive signal, we're going to have to call him up and let him know that we're going to need a light, because he doesn't know right now, if that makes sense. All right, let's go to N4. We'll see about getting out of this siding here. Yeah, this train's been a blast. It's been an absolute blast. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Good running. I love an action-packed route. I like a route that keeps me busy doing a lot of different things, you know. All right, we're good. Used to be a rule where you couldn't go through a switch or a crossing in a power setting over number 4. I don't know if that's still true. I know that was true for a lot of the older power, because somehow they would have arcing or something like that when they went through it. If you're in like high power settings, high amperage, and then you go banging through a switch or something like that, it would cause problems. somehow. So they say you couldn't go through it more than number 4, you know, like through the route or over a crossing. Now, main to main, you know, main to main, it's okay to go through a switch. It was okay at number 8 or whatever, but I don't know. Now that the power is a lot better, I don't know if that rule like still holds true, right? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I really don't know. Either way, we're through it. Let's give her a little bit more. We'll see about blasting off. This should be some good 70 mile an hour running through this stretch. We do have the Rick bar ahead of us, so we'll probably be running on some color behind him. Yeah, I think vehicle trains are a good learning train too, especially the empty ones. You know, they're a good learning experience, a good train to learn on. What else would be empty coal trains? You know, like when you start getting into the really heavy stuff is when you start having to finesse things. At least, like I said, it's you know, in my opinion, take it with a grain of salt. All right, let's back out, throw out a little bit here. There we go. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great weekend. We had a good one. It's very nice here. Starting to cool off here in the Texas Panhandle, which is really nice. It's been about as hot could be. And it's finally kind of getting into fall weather. Like, I think the highs for the next few days are going to be in the 80s, and it's going to start tapering off into the 70s with lows in the 50s and 40s. So that'd be pretty nice. Looking forward to that. Yeah, let's see if we can peek our next signal up here. Flashing yellow, so that's going to be an approach medium, right? I'm learning. I actually looked at the signal list earlier. I think that's an approach medium for BNSF. It's so weird. It's so odd to me how their signals are, being kind of an East Coast guy, right? Back out a little bit more. Yeah, the route's relatively flat. Like, it's perfectly flat right here. There's not, I can't think of a single huge grade on this entire route. Like, nothing of consequence, right? Like, it's all just very slightly undulating grades. Oh, we need to get our labels up too. Yeah, that's important. We need our labels. Avenue 88. Of course, the horn. I don't know if the horn's accurate. Like I said, I just pick things that sound good to me. This one sounds pretty good. It may be accurate. It may not. That's like something that I enjoy listening to for a bit, right? All right, we're out of the siding. Of course, I didn't count it off. I'm the worst with the counter. I don't know why. I know I should use the counter, but I never use it. I never think to hit it. All right, let's blast off. Yeah, she's loading up good. She sounds really nice, right? Hear that turbo winding up. Got these slow loading GEs. We do have the approach medium, so I mean, we can't really get too fast with it. Hey, we got an approach up here, yeah. Start slowing up a little bit. It's easy to get carried away when you know, when you get out of that speed restriction, you're like, oh yeah, we can go now. We can like really haul butt. But in reality, we can't. Unless our light changes for us here. There we go, another approach medium. All right. Go back in throttle a bit here. So yeah, the Rick bar is moving. We're just kind of following along behind them. He's heading south. We're heading south. I'm going to say south. I mean, like, direction-wise, we are heading south. Eastbound train, but we're heading south. I was hoping we might get a clear, but we may not. It might clear up for us. Anyway, these videos have done really well. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you all for watching. If you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe, like. Be sure to hit the like. I've said before, I'm the world's worst. I'm the worst at that. It's a constant effort to remember to hit the like. You know, it just really is. It's not a very intuitive system. Like, you know, it's really easy to forget or miss. But it helps immensely, you know. It's like so easy to forget, but it really helps a lot too. So, you know, any kind of like viewer engagement, stuff like that, it helps a lot. I had someone leave a comment the other day. They said something like, have you done a video about yourself? And I guess they're just meaning like a video just telling about myself or something like that. No, I haven't really. Like, I give little snippets here and there in videos, but I've never just done like a complete video of nothing but talking about me, because I don't know, it's just me, right? I don't think many people would be very interested, you know, and I don't want to bore y'all with a bunch of details like that, you know. It's kind of odd to me to do a video talking about me. But maybe one of these days, you know, like I said, I do, like, you know, throughout videos, I tell a little bit about myself. You guys have heard stuff. Like, y'all know I'm a dad. I've got 3 daughters, right? Been married a long time, so. All right, we got another approach. Let's back out. Live in the Texas Panhandle, out in the boonies in the middle of nowhere, right? I think what we're going to do is use dynamics. Like I said, I don't really need the power. I don't need to have the power just like readily available. So when I don't need to have the power, then I'm more inclined to use dynamics, you know. Dynamics are just, to me, are like a little bit of a time investment. Because like, you got to come out of your power. If you're in power, you got to come all the way out, and then you got to pause, and then you got to go all the way back into dynamics. So like, if you're moving any speed at all, like it eats into your distance, right? It takes a little bit. So on some routes like the Fitz, I don't generally use dynamics much. Like, I prefer to use air. All right, we got to stop down here. Yeah, we do. Stop indication, whatever this place is. Yeah, she's slowing down real good. These dynamics are good, man. So I said before, some of the trains that I've been on in real life, the engineer would engage the dynamics, and you're basically sitting there thinking, are they doing anything? Because you don't feel it, right? Like, I always called them like weak dynamics. Yeah, some engines that had really good, strong, tight dynamics, and then you had others that were like really super weak, that just didn't feel like they were doing anything. The AC 4400s always had the best dynamics. Man, they felt like they're going to stand the locomotive up on its nose, right? But they were pretty new when I worked. You know, that was years ago. That was in the early 2000s. We're talking 20 years ago. So we were still getting, like, I remember getting AC 4400s that were the AHs or whatever they were. I don't know. But they were brand new, because I remember them still smelling like fresh paint when we got them. Like, I guess there's some of the last new ones that were delivered, you know. But they had like really super good dynamics. Man, they were good. See, these things just about slowed us down too much here. We're still a good ways away. It's all right. We'll get that light time to change. Oh, yeah, I know exactly why it's not changing. Yeah, we're at a positive. And I told you guys we would need to talk to a dispatcher. We need to do, yeah. Let's tone him up. We got to tone up Otto. That's exactly right. He doesn't know we need a light. There we go. Request a signal. We'll get light and then we'll be able to go. There we go. There's our light. Okay. Yeah, see, that's really easy to forget. That's really easy to forget. Like when you're running on a signal indication that's already previously set up in another save and then you come in, you got to talk to the dispatch. But like if we talked to him as soon as we loaded in the game, he would have said, wait, you know, it has to be right before you get to the positive signal. It can't be like at an intermediate signal or something. It has to be at the positive. All right, let's go. It's going to be 40-mile-an-hour sighting here. So anyway, I've done forgot what I was talking about. As far as video, I may do something sometime. If you guys are interested, you know, I'll do that. But never have done one in the past. Never have done one in the past. All right, so we got a diverging approach. This reminds me a lot of the Transcon through the Texas Panhandle where I live. Except it's double track. It's full double track. Man, that is a racetrack. That is a racetrack if I've ever seen one. They run trains, Z trains between Amarillo and Wellington, Kansas in 7 hours. Like, how many miles is that? That is a long trip. Like, that's a good distance. That's a good distance. I don't know what it is exactly, but man, I'll have to look that up sometime. That's a pretty decent run. 7 hours, man, that's crazy. Like a large majority of the trackage is like a good 70 mile an hour. They got a few speed restrictions here and there, you know, up around Curtis Hill. There's some, I think there's some outside of Woodward, Oklahoma. Let's drop her back to N4 here through the turnout. But that's a big distance. Man, that's a lot of territory for 7 hours. That's a dang good trip. I couldn't even imagine. You know, I probably would have railroaded a lot longer if I'd worked this route as opposed to the route that I worked back in Alabama and Georgia where, like, you were doing good to cover 200 miles in 12 hours. And a lot of times we went dead. A lot of times we went, man, it seems like there was probably a stretch where we never made it. Never ever made it because like it was congestion, right? Like the track's kind of slow. Like it's basically a 35 mile an hour railroad. We had 50 mile an hour running, several stretches of 50, but like we call it a 35 mile an hour railroad, right? But man, if I had like regular 7 hour trips, I would love that. I would have been about that all day, every day. Like I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine. All right, we got to stop down here on the other end. I don't know why it's not giving us a light. Hopefully it'll give us one by the time we get down there. Allensworth. All right, we're at Allensworth. Go back in dynamic. A little bit of a grade here, 0.24. That's a pretty decent grade for this route. Like, it's relatively flat. There's not a lot. There's not a lot to contend with. Like, I don't even think about grades on this route, honestly. Like, it's like the last thing I think about. Hey, look, you see what kind of train that was? Some kind of grain train we're meeting. All right, start going back in dynamic here. I'm surprised we don't have a light. I honestly thought we would have had one. I thought we would have had one by now for sure. Like, I don't know. That Rick, okay, there we go. There we go. It's weird. It's not giving us an approach. Like, we can't get an approach out of the siding. We can, the best we can get is the approach medium. See, I would expect an approach out, like, to the next signal, which would be a red, and then, you know, we just follow behind him. But it's like he's 2 blocks away. All right, let's go. But yeah, the Transcon out here is crazy. It's crazy how they run these trains. You know, I've said before, I see them a lot, like going to Amarillo, because the highway follows along the Transcon for about a good 50 miles, like right side by side, and you can see everything. You can see all the action, and man, they're just, that's big time railroading at its best. I couldn't imagine Amarillo to Wellington in 7 hours. Like, that is such a good trip. They could have something to even do better than that. It wouldn't surprise me. I used to get, like, a good trip on the Fitz to me was about 8 hours. Like, if you could get down to Waycross in 8 hours from Manchester, that was a good trip. Like, that was a good trip. I remember taking a slot freight down there one time and getting an 8-hour trip on it and backed into the yard. So 8-hour trip, backed into the yard. You know, backing in was a little bit time consuming, but I remember other guys being surprised. They're like, man, you got an 8-hour trip? I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good, right? Pretty good trip. All right, as soon as we get through these switches here, or this switch, we'll open it up. All right, 40-mile-an-hour switch, 40-mile-an-hour siding, so we got to remember that. And, of course, I didn't count it, but we'll go ahead and count it now. We'll know. We're probably about 100 or 200 feet out of it, so we'll account for that. It's the big Allensworth grade, right? 0.21% grade. I love it. I couldn't imagine running a 4 HPT Z train on this route. That would be fun. We have to do that sometime. I'm telling you, I wish they would take this to Sacramento or Modesto or take it north. They really need to. They really need to. This is some good BNSF running. Like, this is just some good, just get out there and run and, like, not have to contend with a lot of stuff, you know. All right, got another approach medium. I need to look that up. What is their medium speed? What do they consider medium? Let's see. Hang on 1 second here while I go to the other screen. We'll pull this up. Signal rules. BNSF. Approach medium. Proceed prepared to pass next signal not exceeding 40 mile an hour and be prepared to enter diverging route at prescribed speed. So, okay. 40 mile an hour. 40 mile an hour is their speed. Do they have anything like a limited? Approach limited. Proceed prepared to pass next signal not exceeding 60 mile an hour and be prepared to enter diverging route at prescribed speed. So, okay. So you gotta look at your timetable. You gotta know what your switch speed is good for. So, you know, max on approach medium, max 40 mile an hour. Could be less depending on your time. What does your timetable say about your switch? All right, I get it. We got an approach up here. Yeah, I mean, you think about it, you get an approach medium as an advanced approach on CSX too. You know, the OG signal would be an advanced approach. That would go all the way back to the coastline days. I think they even had the advanced approach in the Atlantic coastline, maybe. And they kept that for a long time. We had some advanced approach signals too, the double yellow on the routes I worked, but I was always told that they were getting away from those because they just said be prepared to stop the second signal. I can't talk today for some reason. Be prepared to stop the second signal. But they didn't really they didn't have you like taking an action immediately. So what would happen is like you see an advanced approach and be like, oh, advanced approach, you'd blow by it at 50 mile an hour and you just keep on trucking until you saw the approach. So they said, well, we're going to put approach mediums, and in some instances if the block was long enough and approach limited, that way as soon as you pass that advanced approach signal, and it would be the approach medium indication, you would be taking action already before reaching that approach signal, if that made sense, right? So I guess the best way to explain it would be they just felt like crews were disregarding the advanced approach. Now, I don't know. That's railroader talk. Like, you can't... Who is this dude? Why is he standing out here in the middle of nowhere? That's weird. Is this a crossing here or a bridge? It's a bridge, okay. So yeah, that's railroader talk, man. Take railroader gossip with a grain of salt. You guys who work for the railroad know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, the railroaders gossip like a bunch of old ladies. They really just do. It's horrible about that. You know, so there's a lot of assumptions and things like that, but I don't think CSX is putting in any new signal locations that have like the double yellow advanced approach. I think they're phasing that out. Maybe some of you guys know better. Because it all boils down to is that as soon as the crew sees the signal less than clear, they want them to start taking some kind of an action, whether it's an advanced approach, you know, which would be displayed as an approach medium or approach limited or an approach or whatever. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, I got another approach way down there. We'll just keep easing along. All right, another approach medium. So yeah, we're running on color behind the Rick bar. Typical railroading right here. I know a lot of guys hated running on color like this. It's easy to mess up. You have to really kind of stay on your toes, right? Like if you just kind of zoning out, not paying attention, you could have a bad day. I've known some engineers that I work with, like if we're running on color behind someone, we would poke along really slow, like 15, 20 mile an hour to get the other train, you know, let him have time to kind of like get ahead of us so we could start getting more favorable signals like clear or something like that. And I knew other guys that didn't care, like they'd run on color all day long. They didn't care, you know. All right, looks like it just cleared up on us, right? Yes, sir, it did. Sweet. All right. 70 mile an hour railroad force now. Let's open her up. Let's go. You know what? We'll just start wiping the throttle. You can do that. You can get away with wiping the throttle. It's not the end of the world. There's no in the rule book, right? I knew a lot of engineers that did it. Definitely 2 notches at a time. All day, every day. Wiping the throttle like crazy. You know, wiping the throttle to outrun the slack running in when you're like going through a sag and you're starting to go back uphill. You know, they'd wipe the throttle so you can stay ahead of the slack. I think that was a pretty common thing. All right, got it clear. BNSF 1018 east out. A passing approach. Oh, that's someone else. Okay, that's someone else. I was like, wait a minute, why is that popping up? I was like, what is approach medium double yellow? Approach medium double yellow signal. We got up there. We got, what is that? That looks like a straight, no, it looks like a double yellow. Yeah, it's a double yellow. What would that be for us? Where is that at? I know that's on here, right? It's approach medium, just a different way of displaying it. Proceed prepared to pass next signal, not exceeding 40 mile an hour and be okay. Yeah, that's exactly the same as the flashing yellow. You know, the thing that really kind of throws me off on the BNSF signals is the fact that they've got advanced approach, but it's a yellow over green. But it says proceed prepared not to pass the next signal exceeding 50 mile an hour and prepare to enter diverging route if prescribed. Like, that is the weirdest, like, name for that, an advanced approach. It's not like, it's not an advanced approach in my mind. Advanced approach, be prepared to stop the second signal. I don't know. That's an odd one. Just the way they've got it listed. Like, that one probably throws me off more than anything else. See, like, to me, that would be an approach medium. But it's not medium speed because it's 50 mile an hour. So it'll be like an approach limited. But their approach limited is 60 mile an hour. So it's not that. And then, like, they've got the flashing yellow listed as approach medium. But to me, that should be like an advanced approach. So I don't know. It's all weird. It's that crazy Western stuff. All right, well, I'm going to assume the next siding is going to be 40 mile an hour siding. That's what we're doing. We're going in the hole. Yeah, there you go. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that say the CSX speed signals are like really confusing too, you know, that's just what you know.
BNSF detector, milepost 926.5.
Yeah, it slowed us down real nice. Another 0.21 grade. Starting to see the mountains out in the distance. That's cool. I love that. I love that. It gives you a feel of a world like way out there in the distance, right? It's not just you right here. There's no one down here. Why are we going in? Why are we going in the hole? Otto's is doing, he's like setting us up for an in and out. He does that. It's because we're following behind that Rick bar. That's exactly why. I'd be willing to bet. That's one thing I'd love to see improved. Like, because you run behind other trains a lot. Like, there's nothing worse than running behind a slow moving coal train, right? But Otto just, like, he freaks out. He doesn't know what to do. We could intervene. It's a little bit late for that now. We could intervene. But we'll just say he's got a track light or something. He's running us through the siding. All right, diversion approach.
926.5. No defects. Repeat, no defects. Total axle 244. Train speed 36.
All right, no defects. Verging approach. The 18 east out. Wait and see this light clear up on us. Let's go ahead and hit that counter. I guess we've been counting the whole time. Clear it out, start over. Yeah, I need better counter discipline. Like, I am so bad with the counter. Yeah, I need good counter discipline. It's easy not to rely on it because we've got the HUD, right? Like, we know exactly when the speed goes up or down. But in real life, of course, you wouldn't have that luxury, so it's a lot more important. But actually, you know, I was going to come out on that throttle, but never mind. Sandrini, okay, got to stop into siding Sandrini. .27% grade. Man, yeah, it's a little hilly on the south end down here. I forgot about that. If I'd ever even run down here, I can't remember if I have or not, to be honest. No, she's slowing up a little bit on us here. Go ahead and go in dynamic. We'll do some light dynamic down here. Just kind of ease down here. Hopefully we won't have to stop. We can just keep on going. May have to tone up the dispatcher again, to be honest. Like, oh, come on, don't make me stop. All right, let's just get really slow and just kind of coast down there. All right, that might be good for now. Let's call it the dispatcher. Let's tone him up. What is it here? Oh no, we're meeting someone here. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, never mind. My bad. Never mind. I was just expecting to keep going. We're meeting somewhere. Oh, we kind of cheated a little bit, but now we know. Let's go on to ease on down here. Yeah, we'll make this meet. We'll go a little further and then we'll call it and then we'll finish up in another video. I think that's what we'll do. A little bit further would be good. All right, I think it's good. Let's leave her in number 2. Let's grab some air. Grab some air. You're stopped. That should be good here. All right, here comes our stack train. Yeah, this is going to be the LPC to OIG, so Logistics Park to Oakland. Logistics Park to Oakland stack train. There's our train there. The Rick Blue. Nice. 2 Heritage Dash 9s on the heading. Can't get any better than that. I love the Heritage units. I'll be honest. I don't really care for the current BNSF scheme. I don't like the lightning bolt or whatever that thing is. Like, I don't care for the dagger. I think they've had much better. I don't know why they went with that, to be honest. I really don't. This one's pretty good. It's not my favorite out of all of them. It's probably my second favorite. There you go. That lead engine right there would be my favorite. I like that. The yellow BNSF. Man, he's hauling butt too, right? He's hauling bootay. He's moving on. Sounds pretty good too. Got all those 40-foot marine containers. We're going to be going overseas, Korea, Japan, China. Well, I can tell you now, the Rick Bar is going to be leaving us behind. We shouldn't have to worry about him anymore for a bit. Unless we catch up with him. Alright, so there you go. Power on the bottom. Alright, stack train looks good. Marker's working. Alright, let's load up. Let's get out of here. Dude, why aren't you giving us a light? You should be giving us light. There we go. Now we got our light. All right. Oh, for all ease out of the independent. Oh, we're in 4. We must have stayed in 2 the whole time. I didn't even realize we came out of 2. Never mind. Never mind. We're sitting there in 2 the whole time. It's all right. We'll be fine. All right, 40-mile-an-hour sighting. I still need to look at this timetable. I know I can find it. Absolutely. We need to look at it. Yeah, I was sitting here looking at the BNSF signals. Clear approach, approach limited, diverging clear, advanced approach, diverging approach medium, diverging approach medium, approach restricting, and diverging approach. And then, of course, they got restricting and all that stuff, too. All right, well, we'll go a little bit further south, and then we'll end it, and then I guess we'll just pick up with another video. Where are we at now? Yeah, we're up at Sandrini. We still got a little ways to go, and then we've got to get into Bakersfield, too, past Una, so we've got a little bit. We'll, we'll go to Elmo. We'll go to Elmo. Go hang out down there. All right, we're through the switch. Let's get some more power here. Of course, I didn't count it off once again. I need to do a live stream. You guys could be like, hit your counter, Spur, please. But luckily, we should have some 70-mile-an-hour running once we get clear. There's that stack train hitting the DD. I think some of you guys have asked if I'd ever tried Train Sim World. No, I haven't. I haven't tried anything by Dovetail. Last time I played anything like that was Railworks back in the day. I'm not opposed to trying it and looking at it, but I just don't have the money for it right now, guys. Like, I literally, you know, as they say, times are hard, baby. Times are hard. I'm sure all of you aware of that. Yeah, I can't afford another game right now. I really just can't. But it could be something we could consider. We could take a peek at and see maybe. All right, flashing yellow. Really, the Rick bar is still. He's still being a pain in our butt, right? Man, where's he at? You know what? I'm going to cheat. Yeah, that's crazy. He's on the other side of the siding. Why are we getting an approach medium? See, I was wanting to open it up and run. We're not going to be able to. There we go. Cleared up for us now. Now we can go. Nice. All right, 70-mile-an-hour railroad. 70-mile-an-hour railroad, ladies and gentlemen. That's where it's at. I couldn't imagine doing 70 on a train. Most I ever did was 60, and that felt like plenty fast enough. It's crazy being on something that big and moving that fast. All right, come by Pond Road. Next signal is clear. Good. All right. Is this the next siding already? Really? Wow. There's like literally nothing between those two sidings, right? No wonder. Okay. Okay. That totally makes sense then. All right. Yeah. There's just like one block, like one signal, one intermediate between Elmo and Sandrini. Man, that is, yeah, 3 miles. What is the next one? 918 and 912. So about 6 miles. Yeah, those are pretty close. Pretty close. We'll just end it right up here then. We'll end it. We'll call it a day. There we go. All right, let's keep rolling. Mrs. Spur just sent me a meme. Says, October is my favorite time of the year to finally turn the central air off and turn on the heat at 5 a.m., then turn it back off at 9 a.m. to open the windows, then shut the windows at noon and turn on the central air, and then turn it off at 7 p.m. and turn on the heat. Yeah, that's totally true. That's totally true. Yeah, here it'll be like, there's like literally like a 30+ degree temperature difference between night and day where we live. We've seen that a lot here lately. So yeah, it could be like 80 at, you know, during the day and then 50 at night. Which generally we don't have to cut on our heat until it starts getting down to about 40. So we're good. It may get a little cool in the house, but Spur's like the thermostat ogre in the house. I'm like, don't touch me, thermostat. It's like the Mr. Krabs meme that you see, someone touching his thermostat. All right, another clear. Nice. All right. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so this is Elmo, guys. Welcome to Elmo. And we're going to end it at Elmo right here. That's going to do it for this one, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment. Love all of you. Thank you so much for watching. You really don't know how much I appreciate it and how it means to me and how much it means to me. And we'll catch you on the rails next time. Peace. Powerful. I don't think. Oh, what was that? Oh, it was horrible. Slam on the brakes. If you're not sitting down, you are now. No, big cat. No, stop. Oh, no. No, kitty, go. No.